CS2 is on the horizon, and me and Bleh are going to be talking to cadiaN and TeSeS on all things CS2. And I guess the starting point is, how much have you played? Have you played much at all? Where were you when it dropped?
We were in the practice room in Malta, you know, at EPL. I was trying to create this, you know, Exist was the first one who got it. And obviously he went in, he tried it, it was fun. We were all looking behind him and a little bit jealous. And I got it as the second one, like a few hours after. And I was trying to set the precedence and like, okay guys, there's no need to try and play this now. We are at Pro League in Malta, 3 games away from a trophy. Let's put all of our attention onto that. So I didn't play it at all. And then obviously I was hoping that, you know, we could sit here on a podcast like this and I could say, yeah, we were the only team who didn't like play it and try it out. We were fully focused and we won that trophy. We gained the percentages. But obviously we lost 2-0 against Navi in the quarterfinal and could pack up our gear and plug it into the practice room and start playing CS2 and get a little bit of attempt there. So yeah, I think that that's when we got it, all of us in Malta.
Yeah, the day after, and then we also had the show match where we were playing. So yeah.
Like obviously there's 2 sides of it, right? Like there's the professional Counter-Strike global offensive player, that's who you guys were, and obviously a Counter-Strike fan where you're like CS2 is out. So how hard was it? Like it's a virtually new thing. You really want to play it, but you also know what's on the line. Was it hard?
For me, it wasn't that hard because I know what's the most important for me at that moment. You know, it's to play this tournament and to win. And it's not like the game is coming out in like 1 month and I need to try and gain some kind of advantage from just like playing it a lot. I still knew that, you know, we had Pro League, we had the Armas, we had the Rio tournament, Major, Dallas, Washington. Plenty of tournaments to play on Counter-Strike Global Offensive until the new one comes out at least, which we still don't know when it will. And I mean, Dust 2 only is also only fun for so long, right? So I was not in a rush at all. And obviously curious and watching the streams and stuff, but if the gun, at that point, we also didn't know if the recoil was different or the movement and stuff, so I don't think it was good to like mess around too much.
I agree. There's not like that much you could do in it just yet, because there's like only one map and we don't even play it. It wasn't that hard, and it's not that hard now either. Fully focused on CSGO for now, and when it's getting close to being released, then obviously you will grind.
I mean, have you played it since the show match?
No, I haven't played it.
No, me neither.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow, okay. That's
okay, you've been really disciplined.
Full focus.
Yeah.
You obviously the biggest change would be the smoke grenade thing, right? So for me personally, I saw it when I got a couple of days later, so I just had to watch a video, and I saw the Valve video where it's like, oh, the smokes, you can shoot through it, it makes holes, and obviously everyone's like, holy hell, what's happening? What was your first thoughts when you saw that? Maybe in a video, maybe in a stream?
I mean, it all started with the, you know, the announcement that it was, or like the rumors that it was probably going to happen, and TeSeS and Yabi specifically were very nervous and oh, what's going to happen, and oh, our careers, and we might end up going back to school and studying, and they were like full panicking, you know.
All my one-ways, they're not working anymore.
Exactly, and I was like kind of trying to calm down, boys, it will still be the same, there's not going to be a lot of changes. Then the release video comes out, and now it's me who's full panicking, the smokes has changed, everything is like completely, and they had to calm me down. And then I think after a few days we kind of settled in, and I think also like with a lot of the other big changes that has happened in Counter-Strike, you need to just calm down a little bit before going completely ham on Twitter and stuff like this, because I remember thinking that the ability to drop your grenades to your teammates and stuff like this was kind of BS as well in the beginning, but now I'm like such a big fan of it, I love it a lot. So I think, you know, also the smokes, let's calm down a bit. People are like talking about now you can't even get down to secret or nuke. I think, you know, people are not just going to drop like 5 HGs and you have to try and transport them, and you also need them for closing down rushes on hut and on door and stuff like this. So these kind of like extreme examples are not going to really be that relevant. So yeah, I'm taking it kind of calm for the time being.
Yeah, you were definitely a little over the top with the smokes and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also a huge change, and we have seen that before in CS history where something is kind of insane at first hand, but
I mean, you were there as well, right? Like when the Molotov got introduced, and like, you know, from moving from 1.6 to Go, and how everyone is just losing their mind. Like, this is broken. The game's never going to work. And now you can't even think about the game without the Molotov.
Yeah, that's also the thing, right? This is still early stages. I think they can still make adjustments. Maybe the time frame where the grenade like explodes the smoke away is going to be less, or they're going to change it or remove it. The one thing I'm kind of surprised about is like I think there's a very positive vibe towards it, which I didn't expect at first. But we'll see. You know, I think it's still just one day at a time. And like you said, like even when Counter-Strike Go came out, there was still so many changes that has been made since, which has made the game better. And I think that's also why they are skipping a major, you know, making sure they can make the small changes and stuff like this. And yeah, I'm not too worried, but obviously excited to get started at some point as well.
And in terms of you played in the show match, just your initial thoughts jumping into it, obviously just running in. What was the first thing you went and was like, wow, okay, how do I deal with this? What was the initial reaction?
Yeah, it was probably the smoke change. It was like the biggest thing that everyone tried to abuse in the show match, because you want to figure it out how it like works and how you could abuse it the most. But yeah, also it feels a little weird with the spraying with the AK. It feels like very like what is called like violent, or like it's moving,
jumping a lot.
It's moving
screen
so much.
shaking a lot. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So for me that feels a little weird, and couldn't really have the same control as in CSGO. But yeah, definitely the smokes is the biggest change there is.
For me, the show match, what really left an impression was the ability that even lesser good players can probably make it in this game. We saw Harry, you know, with the legendary 1-on-3, you know, gotta say.
Listen, man, Harry can aim. I'll tell you that.
I was actually surprised, you know, he was way better than I thought. So I'm just throwing out some banter there, you know, because he did good. But
he also got to test it and play it, but he had an advantage on you guys anyway, right?
He's literally been like in Seattle or whatever.
I honestly feel like Harry plays more CS than certain pros at times. He's literally in the server, just deathmatching.
He was good. He was good.
I love it as well. Now, in terms of what you want for the future, is there something you've seen already that you say, okay, I must have this, or I really want to see this happen that hasn't been there? Like, for example, some people play with left hand, right? And that's not there at the moment, little things like that.
I think the left hand is good. I think that removing the, I don't even know what it's called, like it's like there's kind of the seal bop command as well when you're running around, like the weapon which just needs to be stable when you shoot and move and stuff like this. Yeah, obviously there's still some discussions about the sub-tick situation, where for me it's still the most important thing in a way is to fix the matchmaking system and make the servers good, you know, because the potential is, it's so big that I don't even think people realize, like, if you just make a good matchmaking system, we're literally going to dominate the world. We're going to decide who's going to be the next American president. It's like stuff like this, you know, like, no, it's going to be freaking insane if they just fix it, you know. So, yeah, I really hope, you know, because I think the player base will explode and Counter-Strike will get even more attention.
That actually ties into the question I had, like, you know, which would be, what big change would you want to see? What about you?
Yeah, I don't know about the sound thing on the radar, where you can see like how much noise it makes or how far it does. I don't know what to think about that. It seems a little weird, and when you're like, it changes all the time if you're running and jumping and so on. It doesn't feel that nice to look at for me personally, but yeah, I think you said most of the changes with the matchmaking system too. Don't see anything else too crazy.
Well, guys, I want to say, first of all, congratulations on avoiding too much CS2 play. That's a smart decision to make going into all the upcoming tournaments, and thank you very much for your thoughts on it all. CS2, it's coming soon.